Welcome back to the channel, hockey fans. For tonight's episode, Seattle Kraken versus Dallas Stars live post-game rapid reaction for you here. It's great to be live once again. Not so great that the Kraken lost tonight. Was out on a long work trip, but I'm back and very thankful to be home with the family for the holidays. Kraken, on the flip side of things, they go back out on the road after finishing off that 6-game homestand. That last game against LA, they forced overtime similar to tonight, but they lost in the shootout against the Kings. Kraken 2-2-2 on the homestand. A pretty critical stretch here, but not quite there yet. Not out of things by any means. We're starting to see some encouraging signs. I feel like tonight they had some resiliency, some bad mistakes early in this game tonight against Dallas, but maybe some good habits hopefully going to start being established here. And the mistakes need to go away because it cost them again tonight. The big question as we go here, can the Kraken keep pace in the Pacific Division? Honestly, this schedule, you guys, it feels a little bit relentless, doesn't it? Just keeps coming at you. Even the homestand, 6 games, but a lot of games in a short number of days and some really tough opponents. So now you go out on the road trying to find that magic maybe from last season a little bit, the road warrior mentality, chain some wins together, chip away at this deficit in the standings, and you get a point tonight. I know we don't like, hanging our hat on that, but they do get a point. So Dallas, a tough team in the Central Division, Kraken taking them on tonight. Our first shot at the Dallas Stars after being eliminated by them last spring in Game 7 in the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. We're going to talk about everything tonight. Maybe even keep an eye on the Seahawks game, you guys. Thanks for being here, taking in the episode, contributing in the chat. It's great to hear from you guys. My name is Mike, Sasquatch NHL, and before we get too far, let's take a quick look at the Seahawks score because I'm kind of curious. It looks like the Eagles have the ball. 6:45 left in the fourth. It's 17-13. So Seattle fans dialed into both games tonight. A lot of things going on. Brian in the chat already says gutty effort against one of the Western Conference best teams on the road. We're getting our identity. I would agree. It was one of those games where you love to see, the resiliency came through and they tie the game late, just like that game against LA. 2 tough opponents and they weren't out of it. I would like to see those mistakes early. We'll talk about this during the breakdown and the recap, but those mistakes early put you down by 2 and you're chasing the game the entire night after that. But thanks for chiming in the chat. Jim C there says, oof, no, we are past panic. It expired November 30th. So Jim feels a little different about it. I understand. I don't want to say panic just because the Western Conference and the Pacific Division can be such a wild card at times, but that Central Division is looking pretty good up top, especially. Same in the Pacific. We'll see what happens. We have the games we don't have the games in hand, but we're right in there about, 4 to 5 points out of the wild card. So we can't write them off yet. Maybe they're going to string a few wins together. It hasn't been very encouraging so far this season to see them do that, but who knows? This team is very streaky. Mercurial is a word that comes to mind for the Kraken. But thanks for being here, Jim. Thanks for chiming in. Let's hear from you guys. Also, vote on that poll question. Do you have all your Christmas shopping done? I do not. I have a couple more things to do. Usually Nicole is the champion in the house. She does all of the shopping for the family, and then I kind of fill in the blanks, do the last minute stuff, and also try to come through and get her a great gift as well. I think I've got a good one lined up for her. Sometimes it's just a matter of whether it's going to arrive on time or not because I tend to be busy in December, and this month was no exception, or this year was no exception. Finally back home for the holidays. So let's hear from you guys in the chat. Do you have your Christmas shopping done? And if you do, what was one of the coolest gifts that you were able to, maybe don't spoil it, but maybe the theme of the gift that you got for somebody here. Because it is, it's that time of year. The season is here. Got the Christmas tree, whatever you celebrate. Glad to have you guys on the stream tonight. Okay, so let's recap things, chat about what we saw here between the Kraken and the Stars tonight. Unfortunately, the Kraken come away with another extra frame loss, and it's frustrating, but that's just kind of the way things go here in this league. You've got to be dialed in every moment. They got a little bit frozen there in the overtime late. They had a couple of chances. Matty Beniers hit the post. I feel like That could have gone their way. It was so close. And then that wraparound chance for Maddie. But I love seeing how they have tied the game a couple of games in a row now, late, and the resiliency. That's going to go a long way if you can put something together, streak a few games together here on the road, because it's going to happen at some point. You're going to have to get a 4-game, a 5-game winning streak happening, or you're not going to be in the playoff race come January, come February. That's just the way it is. That's what they did last season. They put that 6-game win streak together that spilled over from December to January, and it put them right on the map, right in the mix. So I feel like they're going to have to do it at some point again this season. So let's keep going here. Thanks again for tuning in. If you haven't already, please hit that like button on the stream. Helps out the channel, helps out the video. If you like the content here, it's Sasquatch NHL. The Kraken, 10, 14, and 8. So not the best record, but they have a lot of those in the extra frame there. Now 9 in that column. So 9 points that would have, for a lack of a better word, disappeared in prior versions of the NHL. The Stars, pretty strong team. 3rd place in the Central Division coming in tonight, 17, 8, and 4. But yeah, let's talk about it here. Look at the stats, 3 stars. Let's hear from you guys in the chat as we go and answer that poll question for me. Do you have all your Christmas shopping done? So far, the results, yes, 67%, and no, 33%. So good job, you guys, getting your shopping done. Stars come in 17, 8, and 4, like I said, and that's pretty good. 3rd place, Central Division. They're 5, 3, and 2 in their last 10 coming into it. So now 6, 3, and 2. And news this morning, though, Jake Oettinger goes down week to week with a lower body injury. So not great for the Stars, but Wedgewood is a guy they can depend on. They have in the past, and tonight was no exception. He came through, got the win, got the nod in net tonight. Joe Pavelski, the ageless wonder, leading the Stars in points and goals so far this year. 27 points, 13 goals for Joe Pavelski. Just keeps motoring at the age of 437. Way to go. Sorry. He's old. He's not that old. But yeah, Pavelski, I remember watching him play his first NHL game. So that's how far I go back. I can't make too much fun of the big Pavelski. 2, 2, and 2 for the Kraken now over the last, the 6-game homestand there. They go out on the road. They lose tonight. So they're going to be 2, 2, and 3 over the last 7 games. They did have a 3, now a 4-game point streak going. So we don't want to discount that because that is important, but we're going to have to start getting that extra point at some moment in this season. Joey Daccord really taking the reins. With Grubauer out, he's been great. I think Joey has figured out a way to play steady, not overcommit like he was doing early on in some of his Kraken moments with the team. But Joey also, he's had to learn the hard way with the puck handling. And tonight he didn't mess around too much. I thought he did a great job again. Kept them in it when they're down by 2. So good job by Joey. Also, we've got the Kraken special teams. The power play didn't look good tonight. I think they went 0 for 4, but over the last 7 games before this one, 23% success rate, and the penalty kill continues to do great work. I just wish they would take a few less penalties, especially these undisciplined ones that you don't need to take late in the 3rd period that kill your momentum. But the penalty kill, again, perfect tonight. 87.5% coming in to this evening. That's an incredible success rate for them. I think the broadcast pointed out that they're right around 90% over the near term here. So really good work by the penalty kill. Can't complain about that, but I would have loved to have seen the power play break through at some point this evening. Also acquired not too long ago, but while I was gone, Tomas Tatar comes over from Colorado for a 5th-round pick. That was last Friday when that happened, and the Kraken injected him into the lineup immediately. Eberle had been hurt, but he comes back in tonight, and that leads us into the roster. Let's take a quick look at the roster. You've got Tatar up top tonight with Beniers and Eberle. I really liked that combination early in this game. Felt like they made a difference throughout the evening. Really, the problem for me was that first period. And I hate to pick on William Borgen, but he made a couple of really bad decisions in that first period, and both of them led to goals. So, Borgie, the team picked him up. They tied the game. They got to overtime, but you cannot play these games chasing on the road at this point in the season, especially where you're at in the standings. So we've got to clean that up. That's a look at the roster there. You had Devin Shore come out as a healthy scratch. Megna also a healthy scratch. I think Schultz is pretty much good to go here, but he's still on the sidelines. I have the injury marker there, but I think he's probably going to be okay to go. We'll see what happens here over the next couple of games. Jim C says, remember when Pavs could have been our pick in the expansion draft? People were calling him washed up then. Mr. Tip. Yeah, I had my doubts just because his skating had slowed down so much, but that changes scenery sometimes, Jim. We've talked about this, between us for a couple of different contexts, but Joe Pavelski, that change of scenery going from San Jose to Dallas. I know people were a little bit like, oh, the contract at the time, but it has just propelled him forward, probably into, potentially Hall of Fame conversations, USA born player. He's been amazing for the Sharks for a number of years, and now for Dallas, just keeps producing at this age. Just incredible. I would love to see, what this Dallas team can do down the stretch in the playoffs, unless it's against the Kraken. But yeah, big Pavelski fan here. I've been watching him for a long time. So I hate seeing him do it against the Kraken, but man, he is so good. The hand-eye coordination, you hear it all the time, over and over on these broadcasts, but it is just incredible. And he breaks through again. He's leading the Stars in points and goals, and tonight, no exception. Great work by Pavelski. Won't be surprised to see him in the 3 stars. Let's hear about your 3 stars here. Let's break down the game. Going to give you that recap, talk about each goal that was scored and the flow. Again, let's hear from you in the chat. Vote on that poll. So far, the poll says still, oh, nope, it's flipped now. We've got a 50-50 tie. It just flipped again. 50-50. We've got about just a handful of votes here. People are not done with their Christmas shopping. Half and half is where we're at here in the poll. So thanks for tuning in, you guys. Keep me updated on the Seahawks as we go here. I'm going to break down the goals from the Kraken and Stars game right now. I can't believe people thought Pavelski was washed up. Incredible for the senior citizen. Okay, so we go first period. Sorry, Pavelski. I love you. Spartan says, hello, good game. That's all I'll say for sure. Spartan, I know you're in the Texas locale. I'm not sure if you were at the game, but good to hear from you. Good to have you in the chat. Hopefully you're having a good December and ready for the holidays. Hit that like button for me, you guys, on the stream. Helps out the channel. And vote on that poll. It's 50-50 right now, so somebody's got to break the tie. Just like the Stars did in overtime tonight. So we go to the first period. Joey Decord gets the start for Seattle. Wedgewood for Dallas. And this was Big Cat's 800th career game. Adam Larson, what a guy. I know, Jim C., that's one of your favorites for Kraken captain. We'll see. They just printed those shirts. The Big Cat on the front. But first period, quick start for the Dallas Stars after a couple of shots early from the Kraken. The Stars go the length of the ice. An ill-advised pinch from William Borgen here. Stars break free. Duchene to Seguin, and right back to Duchene. Great play by Seguin there, just to return the pass, a give and go, and no chance for Joey Decord. Stars lead it 1-0 here on that goal by Duchene. Just a bad decision by Will Borgen. Don't want to pick on him too much, but you cannot be pinching that early in the game with 3 forwards down low. You've got to be sure you're not in a bad position when you do that, and now you're immediately chasing the game on the road. Minutes later, Kraken with the chance. Tolvin and a huge shot off the rebound. Hits Wedgewood up high in the neck, kind of shoulder, neck area. He's stunned. Looks like he's going to be hurt, but he stays in the game. So glad to see Wedgewood was okay. The game kind of settles in a little bit now. Kraken pushing their advantage shot-wise. They draw a penalty. Landrier goes for holding. Vince done. So the Kraken get their first power play of the game. No breakthrough on that one. And that was the case the whole evening. Dallas pushes back right after this power play expires. Borgen, another bad decision. Another rush. Neutral zone, a little bit too loose. Coverage, not great. Stars pounce. This team is very opportunistic. You saw it in the playoffs last spring. You see it again tonight. Pavelski to Robertson, and he strikes. It's 2-0 Dallas. So not a great start for the Kraken in those moments. And those spots where you need to pay attention to the details every moment. Mental mistakes just killing the Kraken this season. 5:30 left in the first. Joey has a good stop there on Robertson. And then another good one Stars had a rush there just moments later. So Joey keeping the guys in the game, keeping the lead at 2 for Dallas. But like I said, those costly mistakes early just completely derail your game, and you have to change your strategy a little bit when you're chasing. Otherwise, you're pretty much even in almost every category. Shots, face-offs, you got the extra power play there, just one. But it's too bad. So we go to the second period now. And Kraken, they get things going. Early in the second, Matty breaks into the Stars zone. He dekes, shoots, and a rebound comes right there to Tomas Tatar, who drives hard to the net. This is what you want. He breaks through. His first goal as a Kraken. You go to the net, good things happen. We say it all the time. Kraken cut the Stars lead to 1 early in the second period. Congrats, Tomas Tatar, on your first goal for the Seattle Kraken. And that Tatar, Beniers, and Eberle line, I thought, had some really good jump early in the second period, creating all sorts of pressure. And the Seahawks take the lead. 20-17 with 28 seconds left in the fourth quarter. So that's great news for those of you that are watching the Seahawks. Probably have to edit this out of the recap when I post it tomorrow, but let's go Seahawks. At least one of our teams, please win tonight. And an update on the poll here. Have you finished your Christmas shopping? 57% people saying no. So, okay, I feel a little better now. Hopefully my wife isn't watching. Okay. So, Tatar gets his first goal. And like I said, I really like that Tatar, Beniers, Eberle line tonight. We go 14 minutes left in the second period now. Stars counter. They apply some pressure. Kraken commit another penalty. Stars get that extra attacker out during this delayed penalty call. They go to work for an extended amount of time. The pass comes up high to Pavelski. He kind of fakes and then sends it down low to Duchene. Just an amazing pass from Pavelski again. The Stars make it 3-1 as Duchene shoots it into a gaping net. Holy moly. Stars lead 3-1. Jim C says, wait, you have 2 trees. No, this is the one upstairs. So I do have, this is my upstairs Kraken tree. Downstairs is like the official family tree. Can't put my stupid, man cave ornaments on that one. They stay up here with me. Okay, so I got to refocus here. Stars take the lead 3-1. Great pass from Pavelski. We go 7 minutes left in the second. I was thinking to myself, despite these mistakes, all you need is a goal to get right back in this one. And that's exactly what they do. They go on the rush. Tatar, a great job to clear the zone. Dallas fumbles it a little bit there at the blue line as the Kraken enter the zone. Jordan Eberle grabs it, takes it, a perfect pass to Matty Beniers, and he wires one, makes it 2-3. They cut the lead to 1. Goals coming from the rush. That was a huge theme tonight. Transition game, a huge factor when you play a team like Dallas. And the Kraken were willing to go to bat despite their struggles early. Right after that, Kraken going to the power play. Late in the second, Stars another effective penalty kill. At a key moment, Kraken can't get anything going with the extra man tonight. Right after that power play expires, Kraken go back to work. A couple of really close chances. Tanev, a diving shot. Another rebound and another chance, but the score remains 2-3. Winberg called late for roughing there. So Kraken go to the... Dallas goes to the third period now with a power play. Do you have any Kraken ornaments? Says Spartan. Yes, I've got one. It's so far back there you can't see it. Maybe I'll grab it just before the end of the stream. But it's just like a little jersey, the Kraken logo. My friends felt bad that I got stuck at the airport, so they got me a game day puck. That makes me happy. Oh, and at least we got a point. Yes, but I'm tired of seeing that this year, right, Spartan? At least we got a point. Okay, so we go to the third. News breaks at intermission. Unfortunately, Jared McCann out for the rest of this game with a lower body injury. Another key injury to the Kraken. Got to keep track of that, see what the update is in the morning. Kraken killed the initial penalty, but then they take another one this time. Tomas Tatar takes down Jamie Benn. Pretty easy call for the refs there. So we got to kill another one. They get it done again. Absolutely huge down the stretch, the penalty kill unit tonight. And then we've got some more energy from the Kraken. They're churning hard in the Dallas zone, sending pucks to the net, creating chaos. Harley this time called for interference, so another key power play. Kraken with about 15 minutes left in the third. But another good penalty kill from Dallas. The power play, a little bit of a letdown tonight for the Kraken. They can't find the equalizer at that point, but they start pouring on the pressure. About 11 minutes left, and then they get a little too aggressive. Yanni Gourde called this time. He wasn't happy. Got his stick into the hands of Mason Marchment. Not the strongest call I've seen. Marchment made it look a little bit extra there, but the Stars get a power play. Good possession time, but the Kraken kill that one as well. And then right after that, another undisciplined play. This time, Yanni Gourde skates right into Wedgewood. Out of control, so he's called for goalie interference. You just can't be that reckless at that point in the game. But they kill that one off. So Windberg hauled down about halfway through that penalty kill. Pavelski guilty that time, so we go 4-on-4. And then even up out of that, nothing happens. No power play goals for either team. All even, 4.5 minutes left. Everything cleared out. We go all the way down now. 1 minute left in the game. Kraken pull Joey Decord from the net. Get the extra attacker. They get set up. They send a shot. It hits the post. The rebound is bouncing around in the slot. Tolvanen grabs it. He fires. He scores. Tolvi ties it. A Tolvi tie game tally is what I posted with 21.8 seconds left in the game. So Kraken resilient, tie it again. And we're going crazy here in the Squatch fam house. They review it, but it stands. So we go to overtime. Dallas, I thought, had pretty good possession early in the overtime. Kraken counter that. And this is where Matty Beniers hits the post on the rush. Just the far post there. So close. Ugh. Follows that up with a wraparound chance. Also doesn't go, but again, just you can't get any closer than that. Dallas goes the other way. Joey makes a huge save, but then Dallas does their thing. They get into the zone, low in the Kraken corner. The puck kind of bounces around. Great stick work by the Stars. Duchene ends up with it in the corner, kind of freezes the Kraken defense, and he sends it across. Harley on the doorstep tips in Duchene's pass, and the Kraken fall in overtime. I don't have the score accurate here. I can fix that real quick. It was 3, unfortunately, for the Kraken and 4 for the Stars. That was the final tally, and man, frustrating. Harley with the game winner, 2:16 into the overtime, and Kraken come away with another extra frame loss. It's disappointing, but what can you say? This is just how the season has gone, and I feel like it's going to be one of those seasons where we start to figure things out a little bit too late. We're going to be chasing in the standings. Keep gathering these points if you can. Put a streak together if you can, but man, it's going to get difficult here at this stretch. Let's take a quick look at the Seahawks score. Looks like it's a final Seahawks win, 20-17. So at least one of the Seattle teams got a big dub tonight. Kraken don't get it done, but they do get a point. And that's not a great takeaway, but that's where we're at. All right, let's look at the game stats. You guys, thanks for contributing in the chat tonight. If you want to tell me who your 3 stars were, let's hear them right now before I pop that up on the screen, the official ones. And also the poll now is back to 50-50. So half of you have gotten your Christmas shopping done and half of you have not. So somebody's got to break the tie. We need one more vote, and also hit that like button for me, you guys. Helps the channel, helps the video here. I think the key takeaways for me tonight before we get into the stats, probably, obviously the early mistakes. Again, don't want to pick on William Borgen, but really those bad decisions to pinch in and then kind of leave the back end uncovered allows Dallas to go in transition, and they get those goals early in the game, putting them up 2-0. Not great. The penalty kill, again, was perfect. Power play, goose egg. I feel like that could have been a big difference tonight. If the Kraken can figure out a way to at least get one power play goal out of a few chances per game, that would be incredibly huge to push them forward and potentially make a difference in these games and get a win. But that's not the case. Let's look at the stats. My voice isn't 100%. I was gone, and I was also sick, so I'm kind of struggling with the voice a little bit tonight. But getting back in the flow of things. Gonna have a few live streams coming at you guys. Also have some new things gonna launch here on the channel over the next couple of weeks. So I can't wait to share that with you guys. Really close with a couple of them. It just takes time, editing, recording, producing, all that stuff. But thank you guys for supporting and being here. Carol's Dark Sarcasm, what's up? Good to see you on the channel again, says Tolvi, Tuna, and Maddie. Absolutely. Tolvi was huge tonight. Love seeing Tomas Tatar make a huge difference in this lineup. You know, just a couple of games that he's been here. Looks like he's going to be a difference maker, so that's huge, and you can move him around in the lineup. That's also key with the injuries that we're facing. Maddie, huge tonight. Really felt like tonight, Maddie was feeling it. And I think they said that on the broadcast too. Maddie just felt comfortable, a whole different feel to his game than we've seen here leading up to this point. So maybe Maddie's going to turn that page, bust out of that sophomore slump, and things get a little bit easier for him here in the second half of the season. I hope so. Man, I hope the Kraken can make up some ground because time is running slim. 38 shots on goal tonight for the Kraken. So pretty good in that department. Feel like they were getting to the net, causing chaos. That's what you want. You know, try to take rebounds, direct them back to the net. It doesn't have to be the perfect shot every time. This team feels like they've had to learn that lesson the hard way, and they're starting to turn that page, it feels like. Kraken can't get over a 2-game streak. We've been there 4 times now. Yes. And this is so important. You know, if you do want to make that jump in the standings, if you want to carve out a few extra points here and there, you've got to streak together more than 2. It's really important. And unfortunately, as time goes, they're going to have to streak more and more of them together here in the second half of the season, or they're just going to miss the playoffs. That's what's going to happen, in my opinion. They're going to be chasing it. Unless they can string 4 or 5 together here at some point, it's going to be tough. Not an easy division. Edmonton's starting to turn it on. Calgary, who knows? But LA, Vegas, up top. Okay, face-offs, 43%, 57%. Not too bad. I do like seeing Seattle above this 40% line. Feels like last year we were down in the 30s a lot, especially on the road. Power play, neither team breaks through. 0 for 4. Spartan says, do you think we'll make the wild card or nearly miss it? What is your honest take? I'm going to be 100% with you, Spartan. I think we're going to miss it. Because, oops, didn't want to, there we go. I think we're going to miss it because we're chasing. We're going to be really chasing here down the stretch. And other teams have games in hand on us. So not only do you have to string a bunch of wins together, you don't have the games in hand to do it. You're going to be idle, and other teams are going to jump back over you. I think that the Kraken can do it. I'm not going to say that it's, impossible, but if I have to be 100% honest with you right now, I don't think the Kraken are going to sneak into that wild card. They're going to have to play really good. They're going to have a really good win percentage down the stretch. We're a lot further behind where we were last season, and we still had a big push, December, January, last season and snuck in. But yeah, it's going to be tough. Penalty minutes, 8 for each team, and I didn't like that last Yanni Gourde penalty. He's similar to last game where Vince Dunn was a little bit undisciplined. Cannot have this kind of stuff. When you're struggling, when you're not where you want to be in the standings, when you're not scoring goals, you cannot have these undisciplined penalties late in games, killing your momentum. Just can't do it. Shots by period. Let's break this down here as we get to the back half of the stream. First period, 13-13. But Dallas really, they capitalized on the Kraken mistakes in that frame. Kraken pushed back in the second, 14 shots to 10, and then a good third period. So, this isn't one of those games where you're like, oh, the Kraken didn't have a full 60. I feel like they played, a full 60. They just had a couple of individual gaffes in the early stages of this game. They fought back. They tied it. The resiliency was there. I feel like the power play needs to come through for you. And these overtime shootout losses, it's just kind of the theme of the year. We've got 9 of them now. Feels like super disappointing. But it's 9 points, I guess. Eventually, maybe that'll change. I don't know. But I really don't like the shootouts. Let's definitely not do those anymore. Let's look at the 3 stars. Thank you guys for being here. Okay, 3 stars for you guys, and then we're going to log out for the night. First star, Matt Duchene. Scott Wedgewood, the second star. Third star goes to Joe Pavelski. Let's look at the standings, you guys. Thanks again for being here. Vegas Golden Knights up top, 21-6-5, 47 points for the Vegas Golden Knights. Vancouver Canucks, kind of that surprise so far this season, 21-9-2, 44 points. And the questions, can the Canucks sustain what they've done so far? To me, it looks good. I need to watch a few more Canucks games, but I like what I've seen from that team, and they have an amazing goalie. Holy moly. Los Angeles Kings, 17-6-4, and we got a good look at them. Last game, I thought the Kraken did good, and we're going to get a good look at them next game because that's who's up next on Wednesday. Kraken right there, kind of, trying to figure out which way they're going to go in the standings. Calgary just in front of us. They have 2 games in hand, but 29 points apiece. So if we can jump them, maybe put some wins together, who knows? Let's see where we're at here in about a week or so when the road trip is over. All right, so let's look ahead at the schedule, you guys. Like I said, we got the Kings, 7 p.m. Wednesday. It's December 20th. And just to check in again on the Christmas poll, do you have your shopping done? And it is now tipped over to yes, 56% of you have finished your Christmas shopping. 44% have not, and I'm in that 44% group. I didn't get to vote, but Edmonton has 5 games in hand. That's what I'm talking about. The standings a little bit deceiving when you look at them just in the order. You got to look at those games in hand because that is huge, especially down the stretch as you get to spring. But thanks, Jim, for chiming in. Thanks for being here, everybody. And can't wait to bring you guys another live stream here on the channel. Be sure to subscribe, hit that like button before you log out. Kings on Wednesday, 7 p.m. on the West Coast. Hoping to have coverage for you guys on that one as well. Be sure to subscribe. Keep up with me over on X in the meantime. But Kraken, a disappointing result. Another extra frame loss for them. Let's see if we can get a win against the Kings. Big game on Wednesday. Can't wait to bring that to you guys. Post-game coverage and coverage over on X.com. Have a good night. That's going to do it for tonight's stream. We'll catch you again real soon right here at Sasquatch NHL. See you guys.